Okay, so some of you have asked for my mother's naked eggplant recipe. Growing up, we never breaded eggplant. That was something the Americans did. Eggplant parmesan is an American thing. You all know that. But this was the eggplant that my mom used to cook, and we would just put it in the spaghetti or the macaroni, just kind of like an addition, just like you would add cheese to your macaroni. So occasionally we'd have this eggplant. She fried it, but this is a recipe that came a little later on, which is just a variation where you bake it. Now what you're going to do is, it's only 4 ingredients. It's eggplant, extra virgin olive oil, extra virgin, salt and pepper. That's it. It's all about the technique. So when you get the eggplant prepared, now some people like to peel the eggplant. That's how my mom did it, but I like to peel, so I leave it on there. Now when you're going to cut this, you're going to cut the pieces about a little bit more than a ½ inch thick. I'll show you the slices after I'm done. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to slice 2 thin slices off either side of the eggplant, and you're actually going to cook these. These are going to actually get burnt, and they're pretty tasty. But the eggplant, you'll see, it's pretty thick slice, so you may be going to get 4 or 5 slices out of 1 eggplant. Now what you're going to have prepared is a plate that has your olive oil in it. You'll probably have to refill this a couple of times. Now if you know, eggplant is like a sponge. So you're basically going to dip the eggplant real quickly and then just wipe the oil off, and you're going to put that in your pan. Now your pan, you're going to spray that with Pam. You're going to use that because otherwise the eggplant will stick. So even though you're putting olive oil on the eggplant, you definitely want to spray the pan with Pam before you put the eggplant in. Okay, so here we have the slices of eggplant, the 2 small ones that I cut off the end there. So you're really going to get 4 regular sized slices of eggplant. So if you're making this, because it gets very much thinner after you cook it, you're going to need 2 or 3 eggplants if you're serving a meal for a lot of people. So you're going to then just salt it. And you're going to set your pepper mill to coarse grain. You want to get nice big grinds of pepper. I mean, not, I'll show you. It's just a coarse grind. That is. You could use pepper from a pepper shaker too, but I like the fresh one. And then you're going to flip them over and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so like I said, you're going to leave the little black slices that you cut. They're really tiny. Those are going to burn, and that's kind of how you're going to tell if it's cooked. Putting it in a hot oven, 375, kind of in the middle tray. Now what you're going to discover is that it's actually cooking. The part that's on the tray itself, on the cookie sheet, that's what's going to cook first. The top is not going to cook as fast as the bottom. Then you're going to turn it over. So you're going to keep it in there for about 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes. Depends how thick you cut them, how moist they are. You got to watch them. You don't want it to burn. So as soon as it starts getting a little cooked around the edges, you want to turn it over. You'll see it'll be a nice golden brown. You may want to check them. If it's nice and gold on the underneath side, then you turn it over. You're just going to cook it for maybe another 5 or 6 minutes once you turn it over. Okay, so you can see they still don't look like they're very cooked on the top, but when we turn them over, you want to use, a nice metal spatula that's sharp. You can see when we turn them over, they're soft, and they're just like you would expect them to be. If you slice them a little thinner, they're going to be a little softer, but I like the thicker slices. So you can turn them over. Now you can see the ones that I told you, they're just tiny things. They're getting burnt, which is terrific. They almost taste like burnt potato chips, so if you like that. So now they're going to be much more oily on this side. You're going to put them back in the oven. Like I said, maybe another 6-10 minutes. You're going to be watching for the thinner ones that you have to really be getting burnt, and just for them to get a little bit burnt around the edges, that's when you're going to know they're ready. Okay, it's done. I guess I cooked it about another 10 minutes or so. So it's definitely cooked through. And again, you're going to see these little pieces. They're burnt. They're almost crisp. And these are nice and soft, just like you would want eggplant to be. Now, again, what I like to do with these is I just put them, this one came out the most perfect. So that's kind of, if you remember the thickness of that one, kind of about a 1/2 inch. I made these other a little bit too thick, but you may like them like that. As long as you cook them through and they get soft like this, they're going to be delicious. And we just throw them right in our macaroni and tomato sauce, our spaghetti. But if you really want to taste delicious eggplant parmesan, you just take and stack these mozzarella, tomato sauce in a like a loaf pan. Then one of these slices, then mozzarella cheese, grate some Parmesan cheese on it, then another slice, and stack it like that. It is absolutely delicious. You put it back in the oven just to melt the cheese, which will take about 5 minutes if you do it while the eggplant's hot. Enjoy. I hope you like it as much as I do.